Hi everyone, welcome back to our NFL picks for week 2, the 1 p.m. games. Last week we started well, going amazing 7-2-1 against the spread at 1 p.m. kickoffs. I believe that's right as I just calculate them up, and that is 7-2-1. But then after that we went downhill, going over on the Sunday and Monday night games, finishing 8-7-1. So you still made money. We started with the 1 p.m. games in Philadelphia. The Eagles host the Chargers. Chargers coming off a late Monday Night Football loss where they blew a big lead to the Texans, while the Eagles used the new Chip Kelly offense and blew out the Redskins. But the Eagles are favored by 7.5 points. This could be the biggest overreaction team in the NFC, as their Super Bowl odds jumped from 50-1 to 25-1. So I'm going to take the Chargers and get the 7.5 points. I just think that they're going to be able to slow down the Eagles, use Ryan Matthews, use Ronnie Brown to take the ball out of Michael Vick's hands, who may not even be healthy for this game. He did get hurt in the last one. I think they're going to eat up the play clock and limit Chip Kelly's time on offense. Going to the second game, the battle of AFC North teams, Cleveland travels to Baltimore to see the Ravens raise their Super Bowl banner from last season. Ravens 7-point favorites. I'm taking the points. I think that the Ravens will blow them out. Yes, last year on Thursday Night Football, the Browns almost knocked off the Ravens, but I think you're going to have a big emotional game for the Ravens. I think the crowd's going to be on fire to start as they raise that Super Bowl banner. I think that the Ravens need to bounce back after playing a good half the first week against the Broncos and then getting blown out of the gym in the second half, giving up 5 touchdown passes to Peyton Manning in 30 minutes. We move to their third game, AFC South battle. Titans go on the road to Houston to take on the Texans. Both teams coming off week 1 wins. Titans are 10-point dogs, and I'm taking the points. I was very impressed with them last week against the Steelers, even though I think the Steelers are one of the worst teams in the league this year. I think that the Titans have a very good front seven, and I think that that defense could be a top 10 defense this year. I really like that linebackers core of Ayers, Brown, and McCarthy. And on offense, I think that Chris Johnson, though he didn't really play all that well the first week, I think that he will improve as the season goes on and really bust out for about 1,600 yards this year. Take the points. I don't see how the Texans can win this one by even more than a touchdown. I think this is a field goal game. I think the Titans will keep it competitive, so take the Titans. Moving to our fourth game, Dolphins coming off a win against the Browns, travels to the Colts, who won against Oakland at home last week. I am going to give the 3 points on the Colts. I think that the Dolphins succeeded by forcing errors out of Brandon Weeden, but I don't think they're going to be able to do the same thing to Andrew Luck and the Colts. I think the Colts have too many weapons to cover. I think that they're going to be able to I think they're going to have their way on offense throwing the ball. I don't think the Dolphins are as good as they appeared in week 1. Give the points, Colts -3. Next game, Panthers traveling to Buffalo, take on the Bills. Both teams coming off losses by under 5 points. Bills 3-point underdogs, and I'm going to take the points again this week. I think that they could win this game outright. I think we're going to see a bounce back game from C.J. Spiller after he struggled and put the ball on the turf. I think that E.J. Manuel is not a whole lot worse than Cam Newton. I just think that the Bills have more weapons on the outside when you consider Robert Woods, 2 touchdown performance, Marquise Goodwin, T.J. Graham, Stevie Johnson, versus where the Panthers only have Steve Smith and Greg Olsen. I say take the points. I think the Bills could win this one outright. Moving into another 1 p.m. start, Redskins coming off a loss to Philadelphia, travels to Green Bay, who lost to the 49ers. Redskins 8-point dogs. I'm going to take the points. I don't like the Packers to win this one in a blowout, so I have to take the points. I just think that RG3's knee's getting stronger and he's getting more used to game timing. I think that Alfred Morris is going to bounce back after putting the ball on the ground a couple times. I think that the Redskins make this one at least a field goal game. Take the points. Going into our third last game of the week, Cowboys at Chiefs. Chiefs, 3-point favorites. I say take the Chiefs. I just don't think the Cowboys can win this one big. They forced 6 turnovers and just barely covered against the Giants. The Giants have a chance to win it at the very end. So take the Chiefs -3. I think Jamal Charles has a big game again. I think they get Dwayne Bowe involved in the offense more, and I think the Chiefs win this one by a touchdown. Going to an NFC North battle. Vikings travel to Chicago, where Adrian Peterson has tons of success. I say take the 6.5 points. Yes, Christian Ponder is a question mark at quarterback, but I think that the Adrian Peterson's going to find a better way to beat the 8-man box. I think that you can keep giving it to him, and he's going to continue to pick up yards. It's just unfair how talented he is. They're going to ride him this game, and I think they're going to cover, if not win. Plus 6.5. Rams now going to Falcons in our last 1 p.m. game. Plus 7. I say take the points. The Falcons have a very bad situation going on the offensive line, and the Rams have two great bookends in Chris Long and Robert Quinn. Quinn coming off a 3-sack performance, but this week I think it's Chris Long who's going to have a big performance. I think he's going to have multiple sacks going against a bad right tackle in Atlanta. I say take the points. I think the Falcons could go start the season 0-2. I think the Rams could upset them here. Look for Tavon Austin to have a big week, all-around return game, receiving, running. I think that he's going to have a breakout game this week. Take the Rams plus 7, and those are my Week 1 picks for the 1 p.m. kickoffs.